So to be truly well and happy is to be completely here and now. You can't live at all unless you can be here now. Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. Any position works. You can be lying down if you need to, sitting in a chair, or sitting in a formal meditation posture. It doesn't matter. Just find something that's comfortable, preferably seated and upright. But really, you just want to find what works for you. This is also an open eye meditation practice. We don't close our eyes here. We're not going inside. We're not pushing the world away. We're not finding peace within. We're becoming extraordinarily clear about what is, so we don't close anything off. We don't close our ears. We don't close our nose. We don't close our mouth. We don't close our eyes. We keep it all open, accepting what is. But of course, if you've learned to practice with your eyes closed, feel free to do so. There are no hindrances. But if your eyes are open, go ahead and just leave the screen alone and drop them down before you, just below you a little bit. We're not staring or analyzing anything. We're not focusing on a particular spot on the floor, but we're also not blurry and buzzy. We have a nice, light, clear gaze downward. Your body is in a comfortable position, preferably seated. Your eyes are open and down. Notice if you're trying to do something right now. You clicked on this video in order to meditate for some reason, some future plan. And notice if you're trying to run away from something. Maybe it's a bad feeling or a trauma in the past. There's a push and pull we have with both the past and the future. We feel to be pushed by the past and pulled by the future. But meditation really is learning to let go and just be in the middle ground. This moment between the past and the future. But really, there is no middle ground, because there's no past and there's no future. These are ideas and concepts. They are a thought that happens now. So as we begin today's practice, let's imagine all the things we have to do, the problems we have to solve, the places we need to go, the to-do list. And let's just set it aside for now. Just leave it alone. You can pick it up later. And in the same way, let's think about this past that we have, our life story. Just put that down for now as well. You can again pick it up later. Give yourself permission right here to leave alone the heavy burdens of both the past and the future. And just sit here for absolutely no reason at all. And you'll notice this isn't so easy. Maybe you feel like you can't help but to think about the future and the past. But it's not you that is thinking about the future and the past. That is just thoughts. And you don't create them. Thoughts come and go and happen all on their own, just like our heartbeats happen all on their own. So to leave the future and the past alone is really leaving our thoughts alone. And we do this by paying attention to something other than thinking. That's all. We pay attention to something that only happens in this moment, that doesn't have a future or a past. And that is the breath. Notice how your attention is situated somewhere up in your head, in the thought factory. And see if you can just move this attention downwards through your chin, into your neck, down into the upper chest, through the upper belly, and down into the lower belly, below the belly button. Instead of following thinking, follow breathing from this place below the belly button. Notice how when the breath comes in, the belly area expands. And as it contracts, the breath goes out. Just stay here. And I'm probably catching you thinking about something now. Planning, remembering. When this happens, don't get upset. This isn't a failure. This is simply habitual. When you notice that you're thinking about something, simply return back to breathing. We're not focusing on the breath. We're not straining. We just have a gentle awareness of the sensations below the belly button, in the lower belly. Just come back to it over and over again. Let your mind do what it wants to. And don't even try to make it quiet. Just remain with the breath and let everything else take place on its own. And I'm probably catching you thinking again. No problem. Gently return to the breath. Come back. Come back to breathing. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to breathing. Don't shut your thinking off. Don't block it. Don't push it away. Allow thoughts to come and go as they please. Just don't give them your attention, because then they will want to stay. Stay with breathing. And notice how it feels that you're paying attention to the breath from someplace above the breath, somewhere in the head. Just see if you can move that attention back down into the lower belly and pay attention to this area from this area. Pay attention to the breath from the breath itself, not from your head. All right, you could look at the screen. We're always leaning in the future and being pushed by the past, aren't we? Some of us don't even know that that's the case. That always looking to the future to make me happy. Many of us don't even know that that's what's happening. We're just living our life. We're getting things done, achieving goals, because that's what you're supposed to do. But rare is it to find someone who notices that this future pull, this placing our happiness into the future, that someday I'll be happy when this happens or when that happens, that somehow, it's rare to find someone who knows that that doesn't make us well. In fact, it actively makes us unhappy. Because we can never enjoy anything. When we achieve what we get, we're not there to enjoy it because our mind is already on some other future thing to achieve. Many of us feel let down when we achieve things because we think the happiness that was going to come from it, it doesn't happen. Or if you're not being pulled by the future, maybe you're being pushed away by the past, running from it. There's some trauma, some difficulty, something you have to prove. We're running and being pulled, and it makes us tremendously chaotic, confused, and unstable. So we come to the middle ground between the past and the future, which is now, this moment. But it's not really a good concept, is it? Because really you can think of it as a triangle, like this. You have the future and the past at two corners, and then we think the middle ground is here, kind of the best of both worlds. But really, the middle ground is the third point on the triangle. It's up here. There's past, future, present. But you notice that the past and the future are on this one line, and I call this line the thinking line. That's where thoughts happen. And the present isn't also part of this. It's not thinking. It's up here. It's the middle way. It's not a thought at all. It's seeing through the illusion of both the past and the future. So to be truly well and happy is to be completely here and now. You can't live at all unless you can be here now. Thank you for your time today. And thank you for showing up for your life. And I'll see you tomorrow.